I have found having the right structure and routines is so important to just getting the most out of your day. If you're struggling a bit with distractions, you're not as productive as you want, you need to find under what specific circumstances you perform the best. And then you need to make it a list, a repeatable list, and you need to do them every single day and make it a routine and habit. At least this has been the case for me. Every time I feel like I'm in a slump, it's because I break my structure and I break my routine. I recently had this happen, so I took the time to write out every single point that I need to do in order to get the most out of my day, be as productive as possible, and also be as fulfilled as possible, because that's part of working. I like what I do as work, so being as productive as possible, getting through all my to-do lists, it gives me fulfillment. This structure makes me focused and stay away from distractions. And I think that's the most important thing to actually get things done. Of course, your list may be different from mine, so I highly recommend just going through this with me, and then you can find your own routines and structures, habits, all that stuff. The question I sat down and asked myself was, what do I have to do to get back to my best? What daily habits, routines, actions do I perform when I'm at my best? So for me, it has been these things. Number one, reduce phone time to 1 hour per day. I notice always when I'm doing worse, when I feel I have more brain fog, I feel more lost, just more stressed, more anxiety, it always correlates with my phone time or phone usage going up. So in the past, when I've been in a slump, my average phone time has been 4 to 5 hours. And I notice myself checking my phone when I'm on the toilet, just watching my phones in my work breaks, checking my phones before bed. Right when I wake up, I spend 20, 30 minutes on my phone. And all this time just stacks up. It's just filling the brain with noise. And it does you no good. So always, when I'm at my best, I have around 1 hour per day. And that 1 hour is very intentional phone usage. Number two is, I mentioned it a bit in the first one, but no phone first hour of the day, and also no phone in bed. And for me, this is just about having a good start to the day, having a good morning, because going straight to your phone, just straight on consuming all the stuff that's out there on the internet, I don't think it's good for your brain. You just, immediately when you get out of bed after watching social media for like 30 minutes, you're just feeling this weight on your shoulders, and you already have brain fog and low energy, and it's just a terrible way to start the day. So I also think it's good to set the rule of no phone in the bed in general, because that also stops you from watching your phone before bed, because I also think that's bad. And number three for me is kind of specific, but it's get straight out of bed and get to work for 2 hours, eat breakfast, then go for 2 more hours. And the reason it's this specific is this is what I did when I was at my most locked in earlier this year, and probably like from January to, I would say, May. Those 5 months, I was super locked in. And what I did every day was wake up and I went straight to my desk, put the timer on 2 hours, worked for 2 hours, ate breakfast, back to work, 2 hours. And if you wake up at like, let's say 6, that means at 10:30 you have already worked 4 hours with super focused work. So if you have a lot going on that day, you could just take the rest of the day off. And you know that early in the morning you have a good base of work, you have like the foundation. And it just feels very good to know that 10:30 you already are kind of set for the day, if you have to be. Of course, most of the days I'll work a lot longer, but just having a great morning session of work and being productive in the morning just sets you up so well for the rest of the day. An important part here is get straight out of bed. And that goes back to the phone thing. Like if you can't use your phone in the bed, then what else is there to do? Just you wake up, get up, maybe go look at the sun for a bit, drink some water, but then get to your desk and start working. And that gets into the fourth one, which is the preparation for the work, and that is use time blocks. So this is something I always schedule the day before. I time block my day, and I use 4 types of blocks. I use promote, design, build, and deliver. And you can sort of find your own blocks here and split them as you want. I got this from Alex Hormozi, who had promote, build, and deliver, but I wanted to add a design block for myself as well to sort of make it more specific to me. But to break them down, promote is how you promote your business. So it's cold DMs, cold emails, or it's making content, that sort of stuff, things that promote your business, working on marketing, paid ads. And design for me is scheduled time where I sit down to actually just do creative design work, because I found that when I do it, I just get so much more on top of my design skills. And I think just relying on inspiration is a foolish thing. You need to actually schedule the time to design, and the ideas will come. And then you have build, which is more working on the business instead of working in the business. So that's could be making websites, working on new lead funnels, contacting manufacturers, that sort of stuff. And finally, deliver this is more if you have service work, I guess, but it's actually doing the client work if you have clients. Or I guess if you have a brand, deliver could also be shipping, doing customer service, that sort of stuff. So again, I place these out during my day, depending on how my day looks, how much I have to do within each block. Some days I have no deliver blocks, other days I have no build blocks. It just depends on my to-do list and what I have to do. But the thing it does very well is it gives you a lot of structure. And that gets us onto the fifth one, which connects to the last one, and that is plan to-do list the night before, so when you wake up, you know exactly what to do. And the reason that connects with the time blocks is I first write on my to-do list, I see everything I have to do. I try to estimate how long it would take, so then I time block it. So then I have the to-do list, I have the time blocks. So when I wake up, I can just sit down and I know exactly what to do. That just makes me very efficient. I don't have to spend time thinking about my tasks or analyzing or overthinking stuff. It just get to work. And the last one that connects to doing the actual work as well is put on a timer and put the phone in another room. I have found that when I do this, I get so much more focused than when I just sit down to work, because you know there's a start time and there's an end time. And within this time, all I'm doing is work. If I don't put on a timer, it don't feel as structured and it can sort of just float away. You need to create that separation. Like this is a work block. How long you want to set the timer sort of comes back to how focused you can be. When you start out, you probably have to do a bit shorter time, but focus on increasing it as you get better at staying focused. I usually do 1.5 hour to 2 hour work blocks. And I also mentioned something very important at the end there. Put your phone in another room. This is so clutch. You don't even have to put it in another room, but just within reach. If it's within reach, you will reach for it, or at least make it a lot harder for yourself. And when you combine all these things, you get a super structured day. You know exactly what you're going to do. You become efficient, you become productive. So when I do all these things, it's incredible how much I can get done. And when I don't do them, it's incredible how little I can get done. Maybe it's just me, but I need a lot of structure. And then I have a few additional points, which is not sort of necessary as a part of the routine or structure, but I know I feel better when I do them and I work better when I do them. And the first one is just go on walks. It doesn't have to be long walks, 10 to 15 minutes. I have seen a graph, and you've probably seen it as well, that shows what the brain looks like after sitting for a couple hours and what it looks like after walking. And walking just fires up your brain, gets the blood flowing, and you'll feel so much better when you get back to working again. And the next is having a consistent workout routine. Running, strength training, stretching, doing all these things to keep your body healthy. Also, I find improves my work ethic and my work focus. I have time where I'm super locked in, or I tell myself I don't have time to work out. I just sit inside and work all day. But I think long term, that's actually more damaging than productive. That's just my experience, but I think there's something to it. The next is consume with intention. I have the 1 hour a day on my phone, and I know I want to use that hour as best as possible. That means I have to consume with intention. Only consume things that gives you value and is positive on your mental health. Try to stay away from degeneracy and all that sort of stuff you can fall into online. And the last point is weekly and quarterly reviews. So every week I just do a short review of my week. So go through the goals I had set, how things went, wins and losses. And the quarterly review is sort of the same, but it's just over a longer time period. I find monthly is a bit too often, but quarterly is very good because it's 4 times a year and you have 3-month blocks, which is enough time to actually accomplish things and get things done. So if you want to see a video where I go through my weekly review and my monthly review and explain how I do it, let me know. And that's my structure and routine that I need to be at my best. It may sound like a lot, but to be honest, when you sort of get it into your routine, it's not that much. They just sort of flow into each other, and a lot of them connect. That makes it very easy to accomplish multiple of these. And it truly, truly improves the quality of my life and work. And if you look back at your own life and you're not sure what makes you perform the best, you just gotta start experimenting. Take some things from me, try to find some high performers you look up to, dig into the routine, find out what they do, and then just start experimenting, and you will find what works for you. And the only goal is to create the circumstances for yourself to perform the best. So I hope that was a bit helpful. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go find your routine and go smash it. Thank you for watching.